Wroclaw, Poland. I feel like my pronunciation is getting there.
That is so noisy.
There is also going to be a lot of these little fellas around the city.
Are you ready to go on a gnome hunt? Number 5.
We are on a hunt for a man in the dark. I can't believe we found him.
I can't believe it. He's so cool.
Good morning, guys, from Wroclaw, Poland. I feel like my pronunciation is getting there. This is a city that is at least 1,000 years old and is also known as the Venice of the North because of its many bridges going over the Oder River. We are actually staying in the Radisson Blue Hotel. We're staying in the best location. We are right next to the river and we are also right next to the Panorama Rotunda building, which is the coolest looking building ever and actually houses a 19th century piece of art. I'm excited to explore this city. We're looking to extend already. There's something about rivers and the fact that it has islands that's made me want to explore even more of this place.
I absolutely love a city that's right on a river, and how unique that there are islands, which we will be exploring later.
Well, there's one right there.
Well, you weren't supposed to tell them right now. I absolutely love the fact that you can see the orange roofed buildings, and there seems to be so many spires, like all the way around. You can see
there's a lot of cathedrals and churches.
Spires from the churches and cathedrals, and it looks very beautiful.
There is also going to be a lot of these little fellas around the city, but we'll explain more later.
Entering the first island, Sand Island. Very unusual because there is no sand, but supposedly this is the oldest iron bridge in the city, and behind me is supposedly the biggest Gothic church. I'm
not sure how many islands there are, but there's like a mini one. I feel like we can go island. Let's go island hopping.
Island hopping in Wroclaw.
We're crossing another bridge. It is the city of bridges after all, and this is actually the Lovers Bridge, or was the Lovers Bridge. This used to be covered in padlocks, and somehow they've taken them off and they've put them all on the wall down here. I have no idea how they're doing that, and we're actually leading to an island. Well, it was an island, it's not an island anymore, and that is Ostrov Tumski, which is actually the oldest part of the city. Look, it is completely banned. I've never seen that before.
It's actually really interesting. That is so noisy, but this actually has had settlements since the 10th century. That is so old. Can that stop? How long does that go on for?
It is so peaceful around here. It feels like a completely different place to the city. It's like almost tranquil. There's a lot of religious buildings, so that's probably part of the reason.
And the main one is the St. John the Baptist. This is actually the cathedral that you can see from the other side of the river because it has the two huge spires. It's pretty impressive, and it's been rebuilt so many times because it's been destroyed. I think the most recent was 51. Yeah, so it's fairly new in terms of church terms. You can actually go up the top, and there are so many buildings that we've researched that you can actually go to the top here.
It's a city of viewpoints, right?
It really is, but we're actually not going to do this one because we're hoping to do another one
a little bit later, and we're actually going to come back to this area later because there is apparently a really cool thing that one particular we're basically going to follow a man round in the dark, which sounds a little bit weird, but you'll see why we do it.
Welcome to the main market square here in Wroclaw, and it is beautiful, very, very impressive, dating back to the 13th century. We're actually standing on history because it was one of the main trade routes, and I'm obsessed with these buildings. They're like a proper mix of like Art Nouveau and Gothic.
It reminds me of Copenhagen a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's the way the buildings are really, really small, like narrow, lots of windows with the arch at the top, and then you have some of them with the Gothic sort of spire.
I think Krakow might have some competition for the best old town square. I'm loving all of the colours. This is actually the second largest square in Poland after Krakow, and quite a lot of it was damaged during World War II, and it's been rebuilt, but it's been rebuilt in the same style, and they've done it so well with the buildings, the colours. A lot of them are themed, like you've got a French restaurant back there, you've got a Cuban restaurant. Look at them, they are the coolest buildings ever. The shapes of them, they're all really narrow but have a slightly different roof and then different colour all the way around.
And of course, because Christmas doesn't end in Poland till God knows when, we have the biggest Christmas tree. Now, we need to warm up.
Zdravie, and welcome to Spiz. This is actually the first restaurant and microbrewery opened in Poland in 1992. It feels like we're in like a medieval cellar.
Yeah, we're basically underground, and we actually found out that we are underneath the town hall.
We're in the town hall.
In the town hall.
We're in underneath the town hall trying a Spiz beer, which is apparently very unique. We've gone for the light one.
Lovely, very nice. Love that.
Well, that is very nice. And to accompany it,
Matt did a quick surprise.
I don't know if this is something from Wroclaw or not, but this is brown bread
with fat. I don't know if you can see it. With lard.
Doesn't sound the most appetizing. It doesn't look the most appealing, but
smells like pickle.
Oh, it's not bad. I presume that's good for in the.
It's greasy.
Yeah, it's very greasy. I presume that's good for in the winter to keep you warm, and apparently it's the best thing to accompany a beer. The beer and the concept was very nice, but there is no way I could eat all of that lard on brown bread. It is not for me. Lard is fat, right, Molly? Yeah, not for me. But we are now walking again around the old town because we need to buy a map so we can go hunting for some little things.
Maps of gnomes, that is hysterical. Can I buy a gnome map, please?
Yes, excellent.
Talk about the coolest thing ever. I've got my map. Are you ready to go on a gnome hunt? Let me explain why we are hunting for gnomes. So basically, back in the 80s, there was an orange revolution, you could say, anti-communist protest, and they all wore gnome hats, basically as if to say to the police, like, why are you arguing with people wearing gnome hats? And then since that, there has been little gnomes popping up everywhere, buildings, and it is just so unique. So apparently a business or a building can choose to sponsor the gnome, have an artist create it, and then have a gnome outside, and there are still some being built today. And this,
did you know the first gnome was in 2005?
There's over 400 of them, and we have to try and locate them.
Let's go, let's run.
Quick, I think I've spotted one. I can't. I'm obsessed. So this one has a bottle of drink and a glass, and his glasses are hanging down. Franek.
This is hard work keeping up with Molly. She's literally running around. Have you found? Oh, she's found more. We've been seeing so many throughout the day, but the map makes it so easy.
I found 3. So we have one in a wheelchair, we have one that's blind, and I'm not sure what's wrong with this one. Can you see?
He might just be drunk.
Maybe he's just drunk, but there are so many. I need to keep going. Number 5, Mr. Dovecoat. Riding a pigeon or a dove, I'm not sure, but who would think of that?
6.
Number 7.
Number 8. Number 9. Number 10. I love this one.
He's eating a bar of chocolate because the shop is a sweet shop.
Number 11. He's dressed as a Statue of Liberty and reading a book because he is outside the library. Number 12. Gourmet. He's eaten too much and in a food coma. Number 13.
I don't even know what number this is.
14, I think.
Number 14, you've got a dog cheersing with a gnome outside a bar. It is so funny. We've been seeing them all day, and
they're
when
everywhere,
we were
not just in the centre.
When we were in Lviv, which is obviously a sister city, they also had gnomes.
Is it just one, or was there a few?
I can't remember, I have a feeling there was more than one gnome and you had to just spot them, but here it's like you just happen to walk down the road and the gnomes are everywhere. Last one for the minute. It looks as though Mr. Gnome has put his ice cream down to help us bring up the cakes, because this is an ice cream shop.
We could actually do that all day. You completely become a child, but it's important to remember the message behind the gnomes. The map actually goes up to 200. I feel like throughout the day we've probably seen about 30, maybe 40. So I think it'll like take you a few days. I feel like by the time we leave, we might have seen all of them, but we are now heading up above the city to see the best viewpoint of Wroclaw.
We're going up. So many steps. We've made it. Over 200 stairs. We are up at the top of the St. Mary Magdalene Church. It's so windy.
The views from up here are definitely incredible, but there's another gnome. Of course, there was going to be another gnome on top of this 14th century building where the bridge attaches the two tower. Are the gnomes, is there such thing as a gnome of witches? Because they used to identify the witches from up here. You can see the old town square just behind me. Like, it is bitterly, bitterly cold.
Yeah?
Just wait, I'm just going to check if you're a witch.
Go on.
So basically, I think you've got to jump.
No, I have to just walk across, and if I don't fall, I'm not a witch.
72 meters back down and about 200 steps. That was actually 10 zloty each, so about just under £2, €2 to go up there. It's so worth it for the views. But we have headed back to the islands at dusk as the sun is setting, because, like I said earlier, we are on a hunt for a man in the dark. So as soon as the sun sets, a guy goes round and he lights all of the gas lanterns around here.
And that is 3 of the 103 gas lights that are lit every single day by this guy right here.
I can't believe we found him.
I can't believe it. He's lit 3 already, and it's been a tradition for so many years. There's actually, like I said, only 103 of the street lights that are left that are gas. They actually were all turned to electric, and then one of the mayors decided to send some back as gas. So they've kept the tradition alive. They employ him and he goes out every single day. Oh my god, we need to try and find him.
We're doing this job with him today. This is incredibly unique. You can see him lighting another one here behind me. He doesn't speak, he goes at his own pace, he doesn't wait for you, and I presume every night, if you're lucky to find him, we've heard a lot of people can miss him, but we've got really, really lucky that we found him on the first night, hunting for him in his cloak. Crazy, absolutely insane. Only one of the 2 cities in Europe, places in Europe, that still do this tradition.
He's so cool.
And he's off into the distance. Just like that.
I can't believe we actually managed to spot him doing the first one. Like, that is unheard of. I actually read a blog of somebody who'd been here for 2 years and hadn't managed to meet him
That was lucky, or he's just, I think that guy might just be really bad at trying not to catch him. I feel bad, we only watched him do like 10, he's got like another 93 to go.
Dinner time.
We have wandered back onto the main square for a feast. We have come into Pirogania. It's right on Rheineck Square, Rheineck 26, and we heard this place does the best sort of like modern Polish food that's in the square but not too touristy. And we have 2 things that we've never tried before. We have so much. We have 4 dishes. Potato pancakes, we've got pierogi ruski, we have pierogi ruski but oven baked.
Unreal, they look amazing.
Silesian dumplings. Look at them. I'm going to try these first. They're basically potato with a very obscure hole in the middle of them.
They look like donuts.
They do, covered in like...
It's like a gravy.
Gravy, I think. They're not cheesy. It's like a chewy little potato ball, and then these look so good. They look almost like a calzone.
Oh, stop.
With sour cream. Look at that.
And we got the traditional ruski ones for them too, right?
They're so different.
It's Is it bready?
Yeah, it's like a cheesy calzone pierogi fusion.
I mean, we ordered way too much food.
The portion sizes in here are unreal, and it's so busy. So I think that means it's really good. But I'm obviously just going to try the pierogi ruski ones. They give you so much sour cream. Look how much sour cream we have with the potato pancakes. I'm dribbling. It's that good.
It's like a modern fusion. Well, the decor's modern, but the food's traditional.
They are. I think they're going to overtake the ones we had in Krakow. We're down 3 plates. Do you think we're going to finish it?
I don't know. It's so heavy, and I don't know. I can't speak. The food coma started.
Defeated.
We 100% ordered far too much. 4 main dishes was definitely a tough task. We did pretty well. We nearly got to the end. It was actually really nice to try a couple of dishes that we hadn't had before, especially the Silesian dumplings. But that rounds off a really great day in Wroclaw. I think my pronunciation's getting better throughout the day. We've actually decided to extend because we like this city so much. Krakow, it has some competition. The main square is beautiful. The Venice of the north, it's got so many cool, unique things to see and do, from the gnomes to the guy lighting the gas lamps in the evening. Very unique, so much more to see and do in this city and the rest of Poland. So we'll see you in the next one for that.